Hey there, guys. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. If you are here, then clearly you know what this is about. I sat down to do my readings for May, the tarot readings, and I was kind of pushed to have a little chat real quick first before I began. Because in my tarot readings, I have mentioned multiple times about the law of attraction and how I kind of I don't think it's BS necessarily. I just think the way it's being put out there and presented is kind of stifling people from harnessing the law of attraction and using it to create what they want in life. But what I want to say is how it doesn't work, but also how it does work. So if you're new to the law of attraction, you've probably heard a lot of thinking positive and being grateful, and yes, that's important, but it is not all there is to it. And I feel like things are being simplified a little bit too much. It is simple once you get used to it, but it's a practice and it's a lifestyle, and it is definitely something that you need to choose from moment to moment how you want to live your life. And life is kind of just like that. Life is about choices, and sometimes we're presented with choices by the universe to not really test us, but it's an opportunity for us to prove to source, to the universe, that this is truly what we are living for and what we want in our life. So the simplified version that everyone I think is hearing is, think positive thoughts, visualize what you want, create a vision board, stare at it every day, imagine yourself in that brand new car, and you feel it. I mean, yes, all of that is part of it. It is necessary, all of those things, but I feel like there's a step that kind of just gets not really forgotten, but kind of glossed over. So let me jump right into what I feel like is the most successful way to use the law of attraction. So step one, you have to think about what it is that you want. And I don't just mean think about it. And I feel like everyone gets into the law of attraction because they want to manifest a lottery win, or they want to manifest something that has to do with money. And that's how I started. Raise your hand if that was you. That's how I started. You're not having enough money and you want some money, you need to pay the bills, you want nice things, that's how I started. And I feel like the majority of people who are interested in the law of attraction or practice the law of attraction, that's how they started. So, I mean, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I will say, this kind of skips to the end just a little bit, but I will say that being into it for 12, 13 years, practicing the law of attraction, quitting a couple of times in there because it wasn't working, I will have to say that I've gotten to a place within the law of attraction for myself and my creating my reality and co-creating my reality, that I now realize that that's not what I really wanted. And I feel like a lot of people get there, but let's continue with step one. So step one is figuring out what it is that you really want. And I feel like people think that what they want is what they want, but in reality, it's what your ego thinks you want. It's what your physical reality kind of shows you that you want. And a lot of times that's not really what you want. And I know I'm kind of going around in circles. I'm trying to get to the point. So really being clear on what you want. Meditate on it, figure it out, write, journal, do, what is it called? Automatic writing. I used to do that too. I do it occasionally too. If I feel like I'm not channeling very clearly, I will actually sit down with a pen and paper and write. But I feel like getting really clear is super freaking important. You have to know what it is that you want, and you have to really know that that's what's meant for you. And you can start with little things just to kind of test it out so that you can feel what it feels like when it actually happens. Not to say that bigger things are harder or take longer. Sometimes they do. Sometimes, you really got to put in the work. But step one is really, really knowing what it is that you want and being sure that it's not just an ego-based desire. It's something that is for your highest good or for the highest good of mankind or humanity, or even for your family, or just knowing that it serves a purpose in your existence is very important. And it's not so what is the word I'm looking for? It's not so materialistic, ego-based, like I said before, ego-centered. That's not really going to serve a purpose, and it's not going to happen if that's what it is serving. So step one, being clear, knowing what it is that you want, knowing that it serves a purpose in your life, and maybe even for the long run, not just for right now, even though sometimes right now is what we need. We need to pay the mortgage this month, and that's totally fine. But knowing that it serves a higher purpose will help you get to step two, which I feel step two is feeling. You go from thought to emotion. Thoughts turn into emotion. You got to feel it. You feel what it is. You feel what it's like to have it already. And, you've heard that many, many times. But feeling not just gratitude, and I feel like it's so oversimplified these days. Gratitude isn't just, it's passed around like I love you, like I'm grateful, but you don't feel it. You say it a lot. And people tell people I love you all the time when there is really no emotion behind it. And the same thing is happening with gratitude these days. The word is thrown around like it's not what it's supposed to be. And there has to be that emotion and that feeling behind it. So feeling what it feels like to truly be grateful for what it is that you already have, because you already have everything you want. It's just a matter of matching your vibration to it. And what happens in my experience is your frequency starts to match things that you weren't expecting it to match, and it lines up with that, and that's what ends up, then you're like, oh, I get it. This is actually what I was looking for. And you were thinking you wanted to win the lottery, but you get a check that covers, a surprise check, a refund that you didn't know you were due. Something comes out of the blue that you weren't expecting, that it's just enough to cover, your electricity for the month, or, to catch you up on a credit card, or something that, you feel that's gratitude. Like, holy shit, this is what I needed. And I'm so happy that I get to pay this bill now. And that's the key right there. A lot of people, I used to cringe when I would check my bank account. Like, I would literally put off paying bills because I didn't want to see the number in my bank account. And it's just a mindset switch. You have to be okay with looking at that stuff when it comes to finances. When it comes to love, when it comes to relationships, you have to put yourself out there, and you have to be okay with smaller. You have to feel the gratitude for all of the stuff that you already have. That feeling step, that what I'm calling step 2 in my book, is not as easy as you might think. If you're in a shitty situation, and you might find it really hard to feel that feeling, feel that emotion. And that brings me to step 3. Step 3 is putting in the work. And sometimes step 3 is step 2. Sometimes you have to put in the work to be able to feel that emotion and to put it out there. You have to be able to feel it, and sometimes that is the work. So say you're already at step 2. You feel it. You know in your bones, this is what you need, this is what you want, this is what's going to happen for you. You are feeling it, and now it's time to put in the work. You have to put yourself out there in a position to receive it. whether that is emotionally receiving something, physically receiving something tangible, however, whatever it is that you're trying to receive, you have to put in the work. You have to take action in order to receive it. Taking action could mean working on limiting beliefs, clearing blockages from your mind and your programming from your childhood, from your adolescence, from growing up, from life situations that were hurled at you, and you have now blockages. The work could mean clearing those mental blockages, clearing out thought processes that were, implanted there subconsciously that you didn't realize were happening all throughout your life. Identifying those and clearing those out could be action. Action, if it's financial, looking for a freaking job. You can't sit at home and wish for money and play the lottery hoping for a big win. I mean, that is an action, but if you're looking for long-term results and you're looking for stability, start looking for a job. That's the action the universe needs to feel from you. That is an energy you're putting out there. I am willing to put myself out there. I am willing to expend energy making this happen. So the next step, once you've done the action that you have identified as appropriate for what's going on, that's keeping your manifestations at bay, is letting go. And I know it sounds kind of confusing. You want me to put in the action, but then I also have to let go. Makes some sense. That doesn't make sense. Here's how it makes sense. You're putting the action. The action is what is allowing you to receive. The action is what's opening you up. Now, you have to actually open up. And how you open up is by letting go. You have to let go of the expectation of the outcome. You have to, okay, I want a new car that runs well, that has a good air conditioning, because it's hot as hell in Arizona. I want a new car that is, it doesn't have to be brand new, but I'd like it to be in really good condition. I want it to look nice and I want to feel comfortable driving it. And so you put that into action. You start looking for cars. You just look. You're just looking. This is the action step. You clear out the mental blocks that are in your head going, well, you can't afford a payment over this amount, or so-and-so is not going to like your new car, or I'm not going to want to give anybody rides, or, there's always going to be some kind of nagging little thing that you need to get rid of. There's your action. The next step, letting go of the outcome. The outcome being what kind of car it is, what color the car is, how much the car costs. Let go of all of that outcome shit. You let the universe bring it to you the way they're going to bring it to you. Have an idea of what you want, but be open to the possibility that it's not going to exactly fit so many criteria. Be open, let go of the outcome. Let go of the expectation. The expectation you have is that the universe is going to provide for you in the best way possible. You have that expectation that you're going to be provided for. Don't have an expectation of a timeline. Don't have an expectation of how it's going to get there. But you do have to put in the work. Going backwards a little bit there. So putting in the work and then letting go of the outcome. And I feel like the final piece to the puzzle that nobody's really talking about is being accepting of other people and their manifesting. The jealousy part of law of attraction is a dream killer, if you ask me. I'm doing all this work. I'm doing everything Melissa says. I'm very clear on what I want, and I can feel myself. I know it's for me, and I had all these blockages, and now I know that I'm confident that I deserve this, that I am good, that I love myself, and that I deserve all of the best things, and I don't care how it comes. But I know it's going to come to me, and I release it to the universe to show me how it wants to provide for me. And then you see somebody else, and you're like, oh, that's what I wanted. You have to really, really let go of that. That's part of it. That's another blockage. You cleared all your blockages. You created what you wanted in your mind, and you put it out there to the universe. Okay, bring it back to me however you want. I forgot I even asked for it, right? And then you see somebody else with what you wanted, and you're like, oh, I asked the universe for that. They got it. Did I not ask good enough? Did I not do something right? Did I miss a step? Did I do this? There you are, putting step 3 back in your head. Step 3, step 2, what? I lost the count of the steps. I didn't write this shit down. This is just free flowing. So you see that, and then you start getting back in your head, and you're like, what did I do wrong? How did I not do this right? What could I have done differently? I must not have gotten rid of those blocks. And that, all you're doing is putting those blocks back in. You need to, the last step I feel is to continue to just have faith, continue to stay positive, and continue to feel grateful for the things that you have in your life. Continue. As soon as you get up, guess what? Get up, give up. You gotta start over. Stop starting over. I mean, unless you're like in a super shitty situation and you need to get out and be like you're gonna die if you don't. That, you know, if it's a bad situation and you need to start over, that kind of starting over is okay. But if you're trying to just manifest things in your life that will improve your life, or, you know, just things that will bring you joy and make you happy, you can't give up. You can't let those limiting beliefs slip back in there. You have to stay conscious of your thoughts, and you have to continue knocking those bad ones out, because nobody's perfect, and you're going to have bad thoughts creep in there. You're going to feel twinges of jealousy, but you have to really get good at noticing it as soon as it happens and just getting rid of it. Gone. So I really feel like I might have gone in circles a little bit here. I didn't prepare for this. Like I said, I sat down to do tarot readings, and just felt the need to discuss the law of attraction before I started. So if I'm super confusing to you guys, feel free to ask me a question. I will answer your questions. And yeah, if you want to see more stuff like this, let me know. If I need to do a continuation or a clarity video on the topic, I definitely will. I probably will anyways, because this has triggered a lot of stuff in my head that I feel like I need to share, and we're almost 20 minutes in here. So thank you so much for sitting through this with me. I wish you the best, and happy manifesting, and definitely get in there and start loving yourself, and showing yourself appreciation too. So thank you again so much for watching, and I wish you the best, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much.